Yeah, so one of the questions that I've been asking people is like about experiences that they've had with me that have made them, have led people to feel that like I'm a useful teacher for them or that like I'm a good teacher for them. And yeah, I'd love to hear about your experiences that you've had or things that you feel make me a particularly good fit to help you.
Sure. I think that one of the great things to work with you has really been from the standpoint of an adult learner who has done a couple of different things in music in his past. And so, when we have dove into the guitar, it's not really, well, at some level, the guitar part starting from scratch, but other aspects of music, aren't necessarily starting from scratch. And to be able to engage with you, I think you have a very intellectual style when it comes to music, and so and in terms of your background and how you describe things and whatnot, and to be able to engage at that level, even sort of outside the specific level where I'm at on the guitar, that's been great. I think when you started this program of Make Interesting Music, that was even cooler because I think maybe more specifically than my interest in the guitar, which I think was I'm still interested in getting even better at the guitar, but I've sort of always wanted to get a little bit more into composition and doing my own types of music, and this course seemed very cool to me because it combined those interests. It wasn't like a traditional guitar lesson that I might have gotten, or one of the piano lessons that I had for many years in my past, but much more sort of engaging with music, engaging with sort of current examples of what that music might sound like, engaging with music production in certain ways. That all has been very interesting to me at the stage of learning where I'm at and in my musical journey.
Cool. That's good to hear.
Maybe that was very long. You want to edit that down to.
No, this is great. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear like how do you feel like you've grown in this in this first almost year of working with Create Interesting Music?
I think that the course material is pretty interesting in that it provides a structure in which we can hang our hat and go through. Uh, it was actually very cool, the fretboard freedom part of the course, because even though we've been working in guitar for a while, there are chords to learn, there are other things to learn, but being able to map out the full fretboard and be able to, sort of play a melody on it, which is something I was sort of able to do on the piano fairly easily, but on the keyboard, I was on the guitar, I was sort of struggling with that because I could get the chords, but I couldn't figure out like where the notes were to be able to do melodic things. And the structured approach that you had in the course to fretboard freedom, I think was great because I don't know if I'm fully there, but I'm much farther along to that goal than I was when I started the class.
It's really good to hear. Yeah, and then some of the other things that I talk about with I think that are really central to how we work as a program and as a community, and something that I also talk about with prospective students is kind of the role of community. Yeah, and so between the community and then some of the guest artists that we've brought in, I'd love to hear how you feel that that's been helpful for you, if you feel that it's been helpful for you.
That's really an unexpected delight as a part of the course because again, I would say from the perspective of being an adult learner, it really helps be part of a musical community of people who are at very different levels and trying to make their own music. And to sort of see other folks' struggles and successes as they're doing it at different levels, it's actually inspiring because, I would say some people are above my level, some people may be below my level, but to be able to see what other people are going through at their part of the journey. And some of the folks you brought in, they're very experienced musicians, they're professional musicians, and to see how they approach composition questions or, how would I attack a particular passage in a piece and thinking through it, that's been very interesting. I sometimes have wondered whether it's only me who struggles with like how to frame a particular piece of a piece. And then I think it might have been the section with Max Light, where he was talking about how he might approach a certain part, and there's almost this mathematical elegance about some of the stuff that he was doing. I thought that was very very cool to think about. Hey, there's someone else who is sort of much farther ahead, but maybe there's something to look forward to. That actually that question never really goes away of how should I do this? Experience I think makes it easier and makes it sound better for sure. But the question of creativity, I think, is there at all levels, and that's exciting to see.
Yeah, wow, that's really good to hear. Yeah, and then another question that I have, yeah, that I've asked a couple people that I've been doing these conversations with recently is like, if somebody is interested in participating in the program, but they're not totally sure, like they're thinking about it and they're a little bit undecided, like, what might you say to somebody who's in that position?
To someone who's undecided, I would say, you should ask yourself whether what you're looking for is for some people, a traditional guitar course maybe the right one. There are a number of them online where you can learn how to play chords, learn how to play pop music, things like that. But if your goal is to, I guess create interesting music to take the name of the course, which I think is a broader compositional skill set, and a more sophisticated skill set than just being able to play the latest Taylor Swift song, which may be where I started. I think that you should take a chance and dive into the course because I think you'll be. Well, I've been pleasantly surprised to see like some of the things that I've been doing versus where I started on that angle. As I said, I think some people might be looking for a very traditional guitar course, and this is not it. But if you're looking for more like a composition course and a more intellectual approach to music, this is a really great experience.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Thanks for that. Um, cool. Is there anything else that you would feel compelled to share in a sort of testimonial context?
I think the content of the course is great, but really what brings a course together and actually brings the community together is I think the teacher who's putting together the course, and I think that Cole, you as sort of the leader of the group and of the community, because it really is a community. There's much more community interaction than I thought at the start, and I think it's so important to the learning experience of the course. So I'd encourage those in the course to sort of come to the group classes, which I think are great. And again, it allows that interaction of people at different levels and even different styles of music to sort of hear one another and see what they are. And I think that Cole, you're sort of a great leader in bringing together that group because it's curated in some sense. It's curated, but it's also playing off of people's strengths and playing off their weaknesses so they can improve in a way that I think benefits the whole community.
That's good to hear. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Um, I feel like we've got it. Thanks so much for these kind words. It's good to hear. It's been a lot of work. So it's
Sure.
really good to hear. Yeah.
I'm glad. I hope you're able to record that. Did that
Oh,
record?
totally. Yeah, yeah, it's recorded.